Hello everybody and welcome back from a beautiful weekend here in sunny Canada. I hope everybody's doing very groovy. I know I am. So here I want to show you what I have learned from my mentor's young nails. You can see how beautiful those nails that I just showed you turned out. And this is where I got it from. Young Nails posted a video of how thick your acrylic nails should be. So I wanted to see if I could take instruction just as well. So, because I know I have a little bit of issues with either being too thin or way too thick, and it very much vexes me. So I decided that when they posted that video, I too was going to see if I could take instruction just like the pros. Excuse me. So I do have two empty fingers here you see on my left hand. And yes, I do have a little bit of a boo-boo on my finger, but that comes from trial and error. So that is just war wounds. That's what I like to call them. And I know if you notice my thumb, yeah, that's what happens when your monomer gets discolored and you try using it on your nail. Lesson learned. So I've moved past that, and I am going to try the instructions that the brilliant Greg gives us to see if I too can do this just as easily as he makes it out to be in his videos. So I've prepped my finger, I've gotten all the shine off the nail, I've pushed back my cuticles, I've applied acetone to dry out the nail, and so I'm starting just like he did to build the free edge of the nail. And just like he says, you got to walk it up the nail to have it flush with your sidewalls. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm taking the body of my brush and I'm doing exactly what Greg is instructed to build the free edge of the nail before you start with the body. So I am just patting it into place to make sure that it is even with the sidewalls so that it all flows evenly. And I want to try to get it to be as thin as I possibly can so that when I have the body running down a little bit, it won't make it so bulky. So let's see if this turns out. I'm very excited because I can take instruction pretty well. And even though I'm not an actual student, I was curious to see if I too could do this. So it seems like I'm doing great so far. I've got the length of it going down the nail, just like I like it. And I'm cutting a little, it's a little too long. I'm not into stilettos, but I do like my coffin nails. So I'm cutting it about to be the third line there, as you can see. And just placing it down and patting it down just the way I like it. And you can see it's very thin so that if I do get it a little bit too bulky right there, it won't be so bad. It won't be so thick. At least you can still file it off without, making it a career of yours, just filing. Excuse me. So, yep, there we go. See, he makes it look so easy, it's so easy from this point. Let's see if I can do the rest. So it appears that it is all nice and flush with the sidewalls. I've got a nice even straight line at the top there. Looking good so far, Greg. I think you'd be proud. All right, so now we just stick it into the monomer and grab a little bit more liquid there so I can build the body by the cuticle and let it run down like Greg has instructed. And to see if I can do this. I've actually got a good brush this time, so the brush is not going to be my issue. And that is my clear acrylic, and I got it in like a bulk container there. Excuse me. So there we go. I am doing it as instructed into the middle of my natural nail so that the apex can be built from the middle of the nail to give the nail some strength, because I do have a little bit of a length going on to my nail. So we do want to build that apex so that it's strong, so if we do hit it or whatever, it's not going to snap or break. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to let it flow a little bit down while tucking in the acrylic into the cuticle without touching it as closely as I possibly can. And then instead of pulling the entire bead down, I'm just trying to pat it down a little bit using the end of my brush, so I'm not taking the whole bead down, so I can still build out that apex. So far, so good. It looks like it's working in my favor. I'm just getting a little bit coming down. You can still see where that apex is starting to form there. Pretty good arch. So I'm quite impressed so far. Just patting it down, making sure it's even. And, I kind of figured, I am not Greg, so I'm not going to be able to do this perfectly for the first shot. But so far, so good. It's actually, very, very well constructed so far. So, just like he did, I put in a little bit extra there, and I fanned it towards the cuticle so I can get it all even with the rest of the nail, and then patting it into place where the free edge is, as per his instructions. And, actually, if you've never seen me sculpt nails before, because I've never really done this on camera before, but this is actually the first time where I haven't really struggled so much like I usually do. Sometimes I have to start again, I have to take it off, and it's very frustrating. But Greg's video was so helpful. I wanted to show how his instructions can actually help the average person, because I'm not a professional, I am not licensed. This is just a hobby for me. I actually practice law, but I enjoy nails so much. So I want to be as perfect as I possibly can without actually having to go to school. So what I'm just doing is just patting it down and getting it even and no lumps or whatever. Try to push it in a little bit so I can get a nice C curve there. And I'm using the body of my brush just like Greg instructs. Sorry, my bad. So you're not using the tip or the side. It's way easier to use the body of the brush. And I'm just tweaking it here and there, making sure that it's all the way I like it. And look at that. That's a very nice apex. Usually when I do it, it is so wonky that I don't even know where I was going with it. But it's actually turning out really well so far. So I am very impressed with Greg's instructions and with my ability, quite frankly. Thank you. Got to pat myself on the back for that one. Excuse me. So I just needed a little bit towards the cuticle because I noticed it was just a little flat and I didn't like that. But look at that. How fantastic is that? It actually turned out really nice. I apologize for not being in camera view once in a while here. I keep forgetting sometimes that I'm filming because I'm very new to filming, as I am very new to doing nails. So having to do both of them at the same time is quite challenging. So yeah, my bad. I'm getting better, I promise. So yeah, I just wanted to show you all, look at how fantastic that nails turned out. And I don't even have clients. As a matter of fact, I only have 10 subscribers on my YouTube channel, but I'm actually doing very well. And I just wanted to show all of you that you can do this. You've got this. You just need to find a great instructor, a great mentor. And I think I have found one in the Sallow Men of Young Nails. And they're very, very informative, as well as Tracy and Stephanie. I can't leave them out because they're fantastic teachers as well. So I'm just going by their instructions. So I'm just kind of tweaking it here and there. If I need to, if I got a little hole or a little divot, But actually, I didn't really need to do too much tweaking. It wasn't so bad, actually. I was just trying to get it perfect, just the way Greg, well, he does do it perfectly. I was attempting to do it perfectly on the first shot, but I'm doing pretty good so far, so I can't, So, I'm just I don't actually always file either on camera, so I've sped this up significantly, but you can actually see that I am filing on my own. I started with the hand file, and now I'm using the electric file. And just like you see Greg file, I'm trying to do the same thing, just so that you can see that I can do this too. And actually, because it's sped up a little bit, it's still not as long as I thought it was going to be, because filing is my nemesis. I do not like to file. I'm not very good at filing. I'm not very comfortable with the e-file. I mean, I'm doing it only on myself, so I'm getting a little bit better to know about what should you do, what you shouldn't do. But I am getting much more comfortable with the whole process. So, I am very, very pleased like that. So there you go. Like, this whole process took like less than 10 minutes. And I was very happy with it turnout. And look at that. Look, you can see the C curve on both of the nails. It's not very thick. I've got a really nice apex going on. And I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. So I thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, stay groovy. Till next time.